everybody here? Who's here? I gotta fire this thing up. It's not Billy Joe. She is actually on the road going to a training session right now. She just left about 15 minutes ago. So I used a thumbnail, but we were running late. Had to do some mechanicing today on the truck. So I just grabbed that picture. That was from yesterday's video that she made, if you haven't seen that. Andrew is here. Hey, how are you doing? Dave's here. PG, how are you doing? Hey, Jess. Rang, dang, diggity, dang, dang. You guys are singing a song. That's so cool. Yes, running. No, I didn't hide. She's actually driving to a town called Torrington, which is that way, a couple hundred miles, going to a training. She's kind of like she's looking into a gig as a state worker. It's kind of like a contract worker doing tips training, which is going around. She'd be the only person in this county, but she would go around to bars and establishments that sold liquor and alcohol and things like that, and actually uh, train their workers and the owners of those establishments on safe practices regarding people drinking and leaving the bar, and covers all kinds of stuff like insurance stuff and statistics. So she's going down to a state training for that for 2 days. So I'm going to be running solo. Uh, she gave me notes for my live stream and everything, and that's prepared as I am. You guys expected Billy Joe. That's okay. Virginia's here. Virginia's supposed to be moving to, I think you said Rhode Island. I'd like to hear more about that, Virginia. Hey, Cal and Marie, Southern Country Living, Smith Family Ranch. Hey, you just commented on a video there, I think earlier today. How are you doing? Larry Parrish, hello from Florida. How are you, buddy? Nathan is here. And as always, Eli. Thank you for joining us, Eli from California. Has anybody seen my Detroiter Tales series? I didn't do one today because I was mechanicking, but I'll probably do a Detroiter Tales tonight right after this live stream, and after I take some, Motrin, ibuprofen. My back hurts today. My head hurts today. Did left front wheel bearing and on her truck, and it kind of fought me coming out, but road grime, crap, sand, stuff like that gets in there, and you really just have to beat on the thing with a hammer and be creative with how you wedge that wheel bearing assembly out. But I pushed record at the beginning and I pushed record at the end, so I'm going to try and smash that into a video for you guys. But also I got some stuff from Harbor Freight, which allowed me to do that job better, like a nice 3-ton hydraulic floor jack. So I'm going to do a little quick unboxing of that, throw it up on the channel. If you guys are interested, I got a really good price on it. And that's really what I want to make the video about, is how I got that value for the item that I bought. And it was my first Harbor Freight purchase ever. I did not go to the store though, I went online, but it was still officially my first Harbor Freight purchase. And I'm relatively pleased with that. That's so cool, Virginia. Look for a van. Hate autocorrect. Yeah, I figured he said son. Rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? It's 4-wheel drive, Dave. Her Chevrolet or GMC. Anyway, those front wheel bearing assemblies, they fit. I think 99 through 2009, like every 1500, even some of the 2500s, Avalanches, Sierras, Silverados, Denali's, you name it. And I actually got an awesome deal on the wheel bearings. Again, shopping online right from Detroit Axle, which is right in Detroit. But they're also a supplier of the big 3 automaker. Her truck is actually made in Flint, Michigan, about 90 miles north of Detroit. So, Andrew, you have an HF jack. Yeah, I think that this is really nice from what I see. Uh, uh, hey, Thistledome, how are you doing? That's awesome you made it. I watched your after our live stream last week, Thistledome. I was checking out. I think you had a new upload, and it is like the coolest 5 gallon bucket, clothes agitator, windshield wiper motor. Some, I'll save some of the suspense for you, but it is so useful. I want to actually do something like that on a larger scale, because there's two of us, and towels and stuff like that. Uh, but yes, I want to make a off-grid washing machine. So check out Thistledome Outdoors off-grid washing machine. Totally use what you got. It works perfect. Okay. Uh, so the Harbor Freight, I bought another tool. Now I had to explain this to Billy Joe on the difference in this cost and value thing. I can buy a yellow tool or a blue tool with that name brand, and it cost me $140. Or I could buy a Harbor Freight brand Chicago electric tool that probably $30. Now, the thing probably is not going to last forever, okay? But my duty cycle for this particular tool, I'm not going to use it 8 hours a day. I'm probably not even going to use it for 15 minutes every 2 weeks. So it may actually last a lifetime if I spend that $30. Now, even if it doesn't last me my lifetime, maybe I have to return it. Maybe I have to purchase another $30 tool. Maybe I can do that multiple times. And I still have saved money on purchasing that DeWalt or that Makita. Now, if I was in a certain trade and I'm going to be using that tool every day, most likely I would purchase that higher dollar item. There certainly are differences in quality in the two items, a Harbor Freight item and a Harbor Freight item, or a DeWalt or Makita. Now, Billy Joe understood that, and that was really my theory in the purchase. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm going to make a video. Um, but like, let's say, for instance, woodworking clamps. Are you really ever going to wear out a woodworking clamp? So maybe certain types, I don't know. How often are you going to use your woodworking clamps? And you can really, when I look at it, I can go to Harbor Freight and look at a particular, hand spring clamp that I'll use for woodworking, or I go over here to Woodcraft, and nothing to knock Woodcraft or any of those huge woodworking supply places. Uh, just because it has a Bessie name on it, or Jorgensen, or something like that, boy, you can almost triple the cost of a single clamp. And a woodworker never has enough clamps. So there's my theory. I'm never going to wear out that clamp. So there's a lot of things that Harbor Freight is good for. There's all kinds of stuff come on a slow boat from China, but I guess depending on your particular application or use for that particular item, uh, I didn't need to buy a name brand hydraulic jack. I didn't need to, I could have spent twice as much money easily, but that thing is going to last. It's a big chunk of steel, with two pistons and a hydraulic jack, and it's 4 casters on it, and it works awesome. So I've just kind of, go frugality, man. That was a little side squirrel thing. Who did I miss here, guys? Um, yeah, thanks for that link, Dave. That was awesome. Yeah, um, Billy Joe wants me to actually make a washing machine like that, quite similar in that design, but with an exercise bicycle. Okay, there's some thoughts up there. I just not got around to it yet. Uh, We are getting a Harbor Freight in Gillette, Wyoming, which is about a ways that way. Andrew said if that's open when Andrew comes right at rally time, he can be my chaperone to take me into Harbor Freight. So that might be a fun video. Yeah, welding clamps. There's a lot of things that are acceptable at Harbor Freight. Yeah. Hey, Bob. We were actually kind of talking about value. I was kind of talking about Harbor Freight. Uh, how you doing, Kathy? Hey, Andy. How are you doing? I got 17 people here. That is so good, guys. Did you know I am dangerously close to watch time getting monetized? Dangerously close. Uh, it could be a matter of days or it could be a matter of weeks. So, um, without saying anything, you guys kind of know. Like, I mean, we're this close. Days or weeks. Did you know I sold my tractor? Yeah, just a few thumbs ups, Dave. I got one. There's two. I don't think it updates on my end, though, for some reason. Uh, I keep hearing a mouse. I've caught one. I'm wondering, I saw a snake here 2 weeks ago cruising through the property. I'm wondering if our bull snakes do control uh, the rodent population. Last year, I think I caught two mice the entire summer. Um, and I've already caught two inside the house. I saw one yesterday in the greenhouse. One freaked me out in the wood shop. Just it just scared me because I not used to seeing them. And so we bought like an 8 pack of traps. So I'm going to start setting them. Well, I caught one up here in the kitchen, and I was just wondering about the snake. Maybe he was cruising through the property and kind of pushed some over towards us, or my cat does not hunt. I mean, he tries. I think he gives it his all, but I think that has is also a factor. Because last summer we had Ziggy, and he was an outside cat. Maybe he controlled the rodent population enough. So, kind of drives me nuts. Um, but I've noticed a few of my seedlings too in my greenhouse getting kind of nibbed at. And actually, one of my marigolds was one stalk of marigolds was pulled right out, and that's the only thing I can think of. I never had a mouse problem last year in the greenhouse, so um, I lost you guys for some reason. So I'm wondering if the snake had anything to do with it. It looks, yeah, looks. Wondering if the snake had anything to do with it, either cruising through or staying here. I would think they push, rats. We don't have any rats there. I mean, there's tiny little voles and mice. Uh, you know, I used to do a bucket trap, Larry, in Michigan. I'd leave it in my garage, and it worked fantastic. Uh, I think, man, one of us in content creators actually made a video on a bucket trap. From right off the top of my head, I forget. But yeah, basically a pop can, a wire going through the top of a 5 gallon bucket, a little ramp up to it, and some peanut butter, and they crawl over, and the can would spin, and they drop into the pail of water. I've also done it where I've filled up a 5 gallon bucket about 2/3 of the way with water and take sunflower seeds, but with the shell, and cover the skin of the water with those sunflower seeds, and it appears like it's a solid surface, and they'll try to get the sunflower seeds and fall in and drown, and they work. Um, hey, two wild onions, how are you doing? Really, mothballs, that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't mind the smell. Uh, I, and we don't have any bats at all. Um, Over on Pine Ridge at her mother's property, you see a lot more bats, but we don't have a tree one around here, and really not many large buildings or anything for them to hang out in. Just a minute, guys. Okay, never mind. I thought the FedEx guy was showing up. That's a monumental day the other day. The FedEx guy and the UPS lady show up at our property. I've never had them here. And I was testing out the address. And they show up at the same exact time. They get out of their rigs and they each have a pack and they're kind of walking up and they're saying, "Hey, this is my first time out here. Hey, my first time here." And then I say, "Hey, it's your first time here for me." And it was pretty funny. So they brought some stuff from Detroit Axle, and that is, man, I saved so much money on that. That was so cool. Um, yeah, Andy. That's the same offer I get from the in-laws too. I just got to go over there, and heck, it's only like 6 miles as a crow flies. Um, I would like to try some bare root stuff. One of my subscribers said he may send me some red bud seeds or red bud um, stalks, but also I can't remember where I came across it. Uh, I'll have I have a link in my computer, but they're a fast growing willow tree. Uh, they grow at 8 to 10 feet per year, and actually, if you can, they sell them in a bundle pack. I think you can get 10 trees for like right around $60-$70, which really isn't too bad. They're not a bare root willow tree. They're actually a they'll have their dirt bundle around them, which actually for this company, um, they get way better reliability on transplanting and all that. But I thought about planting a line of willows, maybe 25 willow trees, and then an additional line of maybe some hardwoods like some maples or something like that. So these fast growing willow trees are going to end up hitting the end of their life cycle uh, earlier than these hardwoods. But as somebody would start to thin out the willows, then those hardwoods will actually kind of take their places. So you can actually create a nice, almost a fence row. I'm actually thinking about across this one property line here, possibly making a fence row of trees. Uh, the dogs are outside, so the snoring is not going to bother you guys. Uh, Pantyhose mothballs, solo cook. Okay, that's a good idea. About along the same lines as Kathy there, two wild onions. Also, I've heard of peppermint oil, Bob. I wonder if we have any. Uh, I don't know if we even have any mothballs, but I know where the store is. Uh, yeah, Eli, I'm not too fond of little nougat head. He's a nice enough cat. He's kind of noisy, but he just doesn't hunt. And uh, like cattle that hatch up layers, and there's a lot. You know, a common theory across homesteaders is your animals have to be able to do something. Uh, so my dogs don't, but I love my dogs, so that's kind of the exception to the rule. But livestock have to provide something for you. The things that you are growing have to provide something for you. The cat, no, not right now. So, um, what's Billy Joe's favorite color? I'm such a man, Virginia. Uh, Reds and blues, really. Um, She wears my black shirts, so I don't have any black shirts. So maybe she likes black, but reds and blues, I'm pretty sure. Cats are gristly. Ooh, kind of stringy. Well, actually, Nathan, that was funny you say that. It was about a week ago. She saw the first one. Says, "Where's that sword?" I'm like, you're not gonna. No, don't. I'm standing way over on this side. She's in the kitchen, and she just got mad. Then she had a spatula after I convinced her to put the sword away. And she really wasn't gonna do it probably, but maybe a little more theatrics there. She grabbed spatula and says, "That's just never gonna happen." Um, I couldn't do it. I don't know. Okay, Bob, I'm reading your comment here. A rabbit, rabbits have a strawberry raised. We get few rabbits. They usually get taken out by the hawks and eagles. Uh, yeah, I heard that. Oh, sage orange. Yeah, actually, yeah, that would. That's actually a good idea, Andy. I wish I could remember the link. I actually haven't favored it over there. I could send it to you or something on your community tab, maybe. Starts with an H. You're a fast growing willow. Hey, Cal, thanks for coming back. Uh, you guys are helpful, super helpful. Thank you. Uh, how to get rid of rats, catnip. Hey, Cody, how are you doing? We were talking about you. That's what you missed. Gonna have to go rewind. That's a guy who's been helping me out on some watch time. Cody, he's been just just really liking my videos and watching them through. Good engagement, interaction. So go Cody. I thought about an airsoft. I mentioned it last night, Dave. An airsoft pistol, and so you know, Amazon's pretty cool. You've killed mice with VHS tape before? That's great. Well, if we still have some, I don't think I have any VHS tapes, but if you're still coming up to Wyoming here, Nathan, you could uh, stock up on some VHS tapes. VCR is worth money, Andy. Yeah. Oh, Bob's going to go feed something. Right on, Cody. I like your new logo for your workshop channel, your icon. Thank you too, Andrew. That's awesome. Uh, yeah, if you want to spam some live stream there, VG, you can go for it. Uh, I couldn't remember the name of that movie where it's mice and some English guys and they're chasing. It's I think it's a children's movie and it's a long time ago. I asked Billy Joe about it and she couldn't even I couldn't even describe it right, but uh, the whole plot of the movie is they're chasing these mice. It's somewhat animated. Uh, it could be. Uh, no, maybe the Rescuers. Maybe it was Rescue. Okay, no, Kathy, you're right. American Tail. That's the one that pops out right there. Yeah, good guess, Okanagan. Uh, there you go. All right, I'm back. American Tail. Yes. Oh, Kathy. Yeah, Billy Joe premiered last night. Uh, she was in the greenhouse. It was probably right around 5 o'clock. We had to run to town to pick up some parts. that got delivered at our PO box for some reason, not at the address. Anyway, uh, where was I? Yeah, we went to town. So she recorded that in the greenhouse, and it was really not that windy. The plastic was hitting a little bit, and I told her not to worry about the audio. But what you do hear in that video is one of the pit bulls just panting, probably staring at Billy Joe, which is the funniest thing. I was out on the outside doing some stuff in the wood shop, trying to be quiet for her, and she really, that was one shot, one take for her. She spent a few hours during the day really kind of getting her thoughts together and really articulating what she wanted to say. And man, I think she stuck it, just really stuck that video. And yeah, it's a true story too. Was She said the word homesteader, and this person just the switch flipped instantly. I was present at the conversation, and this person just really, I guess, uneducated about what homesteading or modern homesteading is. And I was kind of wondering, we don't have mainstream media, we don't have cable, things like that, so we don't get local news. We don't get, watch, prime time. Now, I'm kind of wondering how homesteading can be misinterpreted into we're trying to take something or squat or it's really, I know the Homestead Act of 18 something, I know what that meant, but today when you say homesteading, it does mean something different. It means what we're doing, trying to be self-reliant and self-sufficient and own, our little piece. So I'm actually curious on what y'all thought about someone could have that reaction when you say homesteading. See you, Andy. Thank you. Um, but yeah, she did a great job. Uh, I liked the thumbnail. That was actually kind of an impromptu thumbnail. I needed to take a picture to crop to frame the shot for her, because then I was going to push record and walk out. So I couldn't have her stand. I couldn't. She couldn't look at it. So I just took a quick picture and then showed her the phone. And she says, "Oh, that's really good." I said, "I'm going to use that." And it was totally random when I clicked the picture. So what time is it, guys? Oh, 5:30. I just overdid it today. I don't know, too much bending, squatting down, and wrenching, and wheel bearings just don't want to come out of the spindle. You get so much stuff stuck in there. Once that seal actually goes bad, that holds your CV joint to the backside of your wheel bearing. Once that seal starts to go bad, and it does, you drive down dirt roads, you're going to get grit, and that CV joint's rubbing against that mating surface, and you wear that seal out. Once that goes bad, you start getting stuff back inside of it, and um, that wheel bearing is just really seized in there. I soaked it with WD last night, and then this morning started beating on it and started making progress and beating on it and making progress, and it finally came out about 2 o'clock. Uh, Fields of Minnesota. Uh, yeah, I'm actually wondering that, Kathy. Uh, is there any concern that the general public is thinking the homesteaders are like the hippies of the '60s? And maybe in a way, maybe how it relates to. I know there's a movement towards self-reliance. There's a movement towards breaking the norm of working for the man and having that white picket fence and paying into society or consumables, you know, our consumerism. So there's a lot of people that are going back to our roots, like almost how I related into pioneering. going back to do that. We pick up with what we have or land with what we have and establish roots. Of course, you pay for your property, you pay your property taxes, you build things with codes and things like that if you're required to. Uh, but I think there is maybe some maybe some perception that we're being looked at like this modern homesteading is getting more of a bite into mainstream. And when you say it, it's like, yeah, you're the hippies of the 60s. I'm wondering. It's actually single man, because there were no rules really established. We may have to call it a draw between everybody. Um, Nathan made officially the tiniest end grain cutting board. Officially. Hey, Jerry, you haven't been here in a while. How's life treating you? Uh, so Nathan Sampson actually made officially the tiniest end grain cutting board. It was, I believe, 2 species. His fit on top of a pencil eraser, and like its perimeter was not bigger than the eraser. Mine, I just so happen to have one in my pocket. Because I think they're the coolest thing in the world. Mine is actually, well, I know the exact dimensions of it. Can you see that? I have to put it closer for you to see that. Closer and closer. That, my friends. Oh, too close. Whoa. That's actually 5 species: purple heart, yellow heart, oak, cherry, and walnut. Um, but because there was no rules, like how many species it had to be, or I had to qualify as tiny as this and that and the other thing, think it really has to be a draw between Nathan and myself. Unless somebody wants to give her, maybe establish some criteria for these to be qualifying end grain cutting boards. And I don't know if there was actually an official contest either, because Sam at Greenacre Homestead made what we thought was the smallest end grain cutting board. It was about 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So, if that answers your question, maybe I rambled too long, Eli. Yes, actually, Virginia, that came in the mail today. Check that out. I get 100 of these little keychain dudes. Rings with tiny, tiny little screw eyes on them to be screwed into. I have 20 of these right now. So I'm going to make tiny little keychains. I'll probably give them away. I think it's awesome. The novelty. Slow boat from China, I think, was like $7 for 100 of these keychain rings. So maybe I should make more end grain cutting boards. See you, Kathy. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, and I also made a couple boxes. One of them is going to Jess right there. There she is. You want to see your box, Jess? I'm not going to show anybody the box until Jess says that she wants to see the box. But I'm going to show you 2 boxes, actually. Okay, we got a yay and we got a yes. Right on. Granted, it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. This actually is walnut sides. Again, I have cherry splines. You can see those splines right there. Okay, and that is wing, really dark wing. The bottom, obviously, walnut, cherry, and walnut. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm in the process of just finishing the buffing on the top right now. I was actually waiting for a little bit of polish, but it'll feel like glass. It'll be cool. Sorry, it's actually taking a little longer, but I had to order something to get it really cool. This one is pretty close to the same. This walnut has a lot of figure to it. You can catch it on the glare cruising by sometimes. Not right there. Um, but anyway, these splines are actually black palm. Okay, and I wonder if you can actually get that a little better. Actually, well, you'll see the black palm, and then wang up and down splines here. But then what I've done with the bottom is again walnut and cherry in the middle. But then on the top, I've done walnut, cherry, and black palm again. The black palm is just super cool. It has it's a real brittle wood, and it's totally unique. It smells funny when you cut it. So yeah, that's actually this one is not sold. This one is. So I wanted to show you my boxes there, guys. They'll both be completely done tomorrow. Uh, where are we? Oh, I missed. Ooh, I gotta go way back. Here. Cody loves those boxes. And you know what, Cody? I actually I got to get in contact with you because you are part of the inspiration of these boxes. Mr. Cody sent me a picture one day from his, I think, woodworking on Steam. Somebody was asking about plans, and Cody sent me an image of a box that was roughly similar. I think it was the corner spline that kind of did it, but I don't think it had the up and down um, accent in the corner. So I kind of ran with it and designed some boxes and started making them. So I actually have, I think I owe you a free box, Cody, for stuffing things. Maybe the smallest bowl. Yes, that is awesome. Awesome. Hey, Linda Long, how are you? That is awesome you're here. Thank you so much. McClendon Homestead, keep coming up on my radar. I actually had a comment from, I don't know, somebody came over to our strawberry video and says, hey, you got to go check out McClendon Homestead. Uh, just some, like Susie Long or something like some just random name. Probably maybe your friends or something. But we had already hooked up. So, but yeah. Yeah, the walnut really looks cool, man. They're gonna look like glass. I just love making them. I'm gonna get more into a production mode soon. But when when it rains and we come out of winter time, then the grass starts growing and things start. I end up focusing so much other time. I actually haven't made any sawdust in well over a week, and that kind of drives me nuts. This way, creativity, and I need to be doing something. But I'm also doing stuff all the way around the property. So, you know, I love the activity, but I just want to so desperately get back out in there and really start cranking some of these things. Single man, thanks. Yeah, you won. You cheated. That's awesome. Yes, Andrea. For stuff and things, yes. All right. Yeah, it was fun. Uh, You're getting into turning, Nathan. Maybe we should do like smallest bowl, or I don't know. We should do something. I'm so afraid to get into, turning bowls and vases and all kinds of things like that, platters, that I will just get sucked in that way and I will never come back out. Uh, it looks so interesting. That's really what got me into end grain cutting boards, is how they just they transform. And then these boxes are doing the same thing to me, and I'm afraid to get into turning, actually. Thank you, Cal. Hey, Sam, how are you? Gotta find earbuds. Here now. Just holds stuff and things, I think. Yeah, I do want to get into, actually. I'm looking at like a liner, like maybe I don't know, velvet or something like that. Really, or maybe making custom some bigger boxes, but with trays, remote, like a tray that would slide from one side to the other, for like little cubbies for rings and necklaces or something like that. Jewelry boxes really interest me for some reason. Uh, yes, Eli is terribly shy to upload. We have been encouraging him since we've had, I think, about 20 subscribers. I think Single Man was right around to the 20 mark. And gotta make a video, Eli. Just gotta. We make videos about all kinds of stuff and things. Hey, Redefine Living. How are you guys doing today? You guys are funny. We quit talking about you, Bob. I love your battery video, by the way, Bob. Uh, it was a coffee chat that Mountain Crest Farm Bob did here 2 days ago, maybe. It really is something to think about. You actually have me. I operate on that theory, Bob, but I may not be as conscious with the number itself. Okay. But I am totally with you on consumables and how those items are going to come out in the wash, and you really need to calculate what what it costs you per day for a battery or tires or brake pads or an electric tool, things like that. So, awesome coffee time chat there. Wow. Those yarn bowls are cool too. Um, I'm actually, McClendon, I am actually in a little bit of pain today. I got my lower back is really killing me. That it's usually not killing me, but it's always painful. Um, but I really overdid it today. But Billy Joe had to get on the road for her training tomorrow and the next day. So I wanted to make sure that happened. And we didn't get the parts till yesterday evening. And then it thunderstormed. So I was up at 5:30 this morning. I was actually had two charged mobile devices for camera action and one tripod set up, and I was ready to go. I knew it was going to take me longer to do some filming, so I wanted to make sure that I could get the mechanicing done and capture some good stuff. So I want to tell you about my tractor. You guys want to hear about my tractor? Because I want to talk about my tractor. It's awesome. I like Jet. Um, I didn't know you were a Turner, Bob. I really didn't. Do it. Yeah, see, we got PG asking. Come on, Linda, you encourage Eli to make a video too. Bobbin box and sewing box and well, Jess, when you get yours, then you can just mad scientist a little napkin sketch idea and shoot it off to me, and we'll kind of I'll do some designing in my computer and I'll send it back to you, and we could. I'd be happy to build anything. I don't even know what a bobbin box is. I don't. I know what crochet hooks are. And I do know what bobbins are, but I don't know really what they look like. The bobbins, the boxes. Never mind. Um, yes, Larry. Yes. Uh, I did not find that particular video. Um, Actually, I think I have a window up on my laptop right now. That was a good suggestion. Thank you. Uh, Community post. Oh, okay. I haven't used the community post very often. Right off the bat, after I hit 1,000, I did. It's like it. I don't know if it just doesn't have the reach. I, hmm, so I'm kind of with community posts, and they're kind of hard to find. Uh, really, gonna have to dig for somebody's community post. I'm not really glued to the. Um, Never mind. Hey, Cerebral Killer, how are you doing today? I'm glad you keep showing up. Great to see you, man. I was just telling him about my mechanicing days today. I got a little bit more to do too. Um, got to change the shocks on the back of that thing. It'll ride a little bit better. We actually have a broken shock. Um, oh, there we go, Bob. We get a tell us about your tractor. There's two. There's three. Can I get four? Um, I'm coming back to you, Virginia. I will get you, Virginia. My tractor, my 1970, which is not mine anymore, by the way, my 1970 Case M570 AT, the front end loader, basically. That's all it was, with fuel issues, lives on another property. And I made a cash deal on that. Nothing stellar, but I mean, it worked out pretty good for what we need to do. Um, you know, like phone bill and stuff like that. So, but I also am getting a riding lawnmower out of the deal. Runs. He only mows his grass twice a year. He's an older craftsman. It'll work just perfect for me. I can hook the little rototiller. I got a trailer and I got a rototiller with its own engine. I've got all kinds of other little stuff. So a little tractor will come in great handy for me. But he sweetened the deal. He says, because we had talked about why I was getting rid of the tractor and what I really needed a tractor for. Not just a lawnmower, but I do need a tractor. I need something I can pull a disc, maybe rake some hay, maybe put a blade on it or something like that. My case was only good as a front end loader, so I needed something else. So he goes, "Well, I have an old Alice Chalmers." And I says, "Oh, really?" I said, "What kind of Alice Chalmers?" It's like a 1946. It's not a great big thing, uh, but it ran when I parked it, and that was just a couple years ago, he says. I said, "Well, I might be interested in that." He says, "Yeah, the PTO, and it's got a 3 point on the back." He says, when you come pick up the lawnmower, I'll show it to you." And I said, "Well, okay." And I said, "What do you got to have for that?" And he says, "Oh, no, you can just have it. If you can get it home, you can have it." So I got to just get it on a trailer. I got to look at it first. So I sold my tractor for a tractor and a riding lawnmower and, phone bill and gasoline and auto parts. So that is the way that just totally came at the right time for us. So we're gonna, when she gets back from Torrington, we're gonna go get a lawnmower. The grass is getting tall, so that is really cool. Uh, I had somebody else ask me about that, Virginia, an essential oil box. I actually have an empty, I think it's an ounce and a half essential oil bottle. Uh, and this lady wanted like a tray, like an organizer or something with maybe some movable little little cards or something, or pieces of wood that she maybe could write on, you know, dry erase marker or something. Uh, so yeah, that's a really good idea. Um, we can talk later on that if you'd like. Breadcrumbs about some upcoming projects. What did I miss, Andrew? Tractor stuff? Is it live or is it Memorex? It is live, Jim. Welcome, Jim. Did you know that the great Jim Dockrell actually not only is a fine woodworker, he's actually a philosopher. You should go check out some of the comments in my recent videos. He's deep. We are all pioneers, Jim. Thanks for showing up, bub. Uh, you know, we listen to anything you talk about. I should talk about wood turning. Well, that's just a little selfish, Nathan, because you turn wood. Actually, get this: the guy that bought my tractor uh, has a machine shop, and he says, "You wouldn't be interested in a Cincinnati lathe, would you?" And I was like, "Oh boy, yeah, I would be, but it's three phase, and I don't have a place for it, and I don't have three phase or RFD, so um, but I do have to go pick up that lawnmower." And he says, "You can come cruise through my shop." He says, "Bring that chunk of aluminum that you're going to use for your faceplate for your shopsmith, and you could use that old Cincinnati lathe and you can turn it in my machine shop. It'll only take you a half hour, but yeah, it'd be fun." So later this week, probably Friday or Saturday, we're going to cruise over to Sundance. Go see where my old tractor lives. Go see Alice Chalmers. Go pick up a lawnmower, and possibly go turn my faceplate on a Cincinnati lathe that I do not own. And but this guy was so generous. He just he's 77 years old. He's building his own house again. He is a boy. He is a go getter, healthy as a horse. Um, yep, and he needed a tractor. And that's exactly what he wanted. Was that old yellow case tractor, and it just so happened that it was kind of serendipitous, if I said that right. Serendipitous. Yeah, exactly. I could mill him. He actually still has a CNC sitting in his shop right now. He actually is a uh, gunsmith and an FFL holder. He actually owns the MOA, is what it's called. Look that up. Yeah, that's the guy who bought my tractor. It's a pistol. It's a competition pistol called the MOA, and it's pretty cool. Hey, Bob, how are you doing? Uh, but yeah, he could. That's I just it would. I just wanted to point the generosity. You know, such a nice dude, and it was a struggle getting the thing on the trailer too. We had some running issues, but then getting up the trailer, we had to use the bucket and kind of chain itself up the trailer, which was kind of hairy because I had to hold my foot on the brake inside that thing, and it's about 8,000 pounds, and we're loading up on an ag trailer at about a 20-degree angle, and that thing wants to roll back, and it took us about 10 minutes to get it up the ramps and level. Um, so that's actually a video I'm working on in this phone right here. Whoa! I almost timed you out, Jim. I fat fingered it. Sorry. Almost. Yes, it will be a great day at the machine shop. I don't know what you're talking about, ketchup. I just got your message there, Larry. I will respond to that when we're done here. Store bought ketchup or homemade? That's the question. Actually, I'm not a ketchup fan. So if we're getting into philosophical type discussions, Dave and Jim, um, maybe we should talk. I'm really not a ketchup fan. I love tomatoes though. Not a ketchup fan. No, don't say it. Don't even spell it, Sam. So YouTube went down the other day, right? It was first day of my Detroiter Tales, right? Mount Crest Farm, Bob had some troubles. I had some troubles. Everybody had troubles. Guess what happened that morning? I was using my scythe, and boy, does it cut. All the animals were in the house. Billy Joe was in the house. I was out there minding my own business, nice and safe. The alfalfa is like this tall, okay? And what I'm trying to do is actually cut it so I can compost it. I need some green stuff for my compost bin. So I'm going to cut. And I don't want to whack it down to the lawnmower because then it pulverizes it. So this was kind of what I was going for. Well, I'm over in this area between the greenhouse and the house, and my wood shop's over there. And well, I do happen to power my wood shop on two pretty heavy orange extension cords from a big breaker over here on the outside of the house. When the alfalfa grew, it actually pulled one of those cords up kind of with it. So it was off the ground just a pinch, but they laid dead on the ground. And I'm just whoosh, whoosh, whoa. And I saw that orange cord surface out of the green grass. I was like, oh my gosh, I hit it. Well, I didn't feel a zap. And I look, and you can see it on our Facebook page. Hope this works. I sliced right through the orange, just barely grazed the black wire, sliced into the green, sliced into the white. So I would have made contact with my nice metal handle scythe, but if I'd have touched the white and the black at the same time, I just barely grazed it. And didn't go through. I still got juice running through it. I sealed it up, but that would have been a little Zappo, and I'd have had two short extension cords, and that'd have stunk, you know. So, moral of the story, I don't know, but YouTube went down that day too. So, this is just an extension cord. YouTube land does not run through the property in any form or fashion. Kevin does not control the interwebs. It's just coincidental. Because about 2 hours later, YouTube, phew, gone. It was not me. I have like 2 more minutes left, don't I? Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. And here's the other thing. We have went a straight hour without YouTube kicking us off. And that's wild. No, it has a metal handle. Yeah, it's all metal. Um, I really don't know the vintage of it, but it's heavy too, Sam. And the thing cuts good. Yeah, it's metal. By side with a wooden handle. So, hey, you guys rock. You show up every week. You give me some thumbs ups. You support me. Powered by Pepsi. Uh, Thanks for your engagement, your interaction. Go check out Billy Joe's video her premiere last night. That is called, I don't know, Real Talk. I think it's called Real Talk. It's right up at the top of our page. I would love to hear your comments and your engagement on what her message was. So she's really proud of herself. I really am too. So as always, guys, pick up your popcorn buckets. Make sure your straws are still in your soda pop container so they're not on my floor. Tip your waiters and your waitresses. Be nice. Be kind. As always. Where's the little X? There it is. Hope this works.